Hey everybody, this is Tom Campbell from Destiny Unbound Angling. I'm doing a couple more videos on flies that I use down here on Santa Rosa Beach by request of the Atlanta Fly Fishing Club. I did have the privilege to speak there last Wednesday and had a blast. Those guys are, they're having a lot of fun. They're catching a lot of fish. They'll definitely do well with the false albacore or bonito, whichever you want to call it, with this fly. It's a glass minnow Popovic style fly. This is what it looks like when it's finished. I'll zoom in for you. So there you go. You can see how small it is. That's how small the bait is that the bonito are crashing on the surface. You wouldn't believe how picky those fish are for fish that are just marauding the surface, like just hundreds and thousands of them. You'd think they'd hit anything, but they want something this small. This particular profile, this real narrow, kind of translucent narrow profile with a translucent look to it, is almost exactly similar to what they're eating. They definitely don't refuse this. Larger flies I've tried, they do refuse, and they tend to like this just all white with the silver tinsel down the side and 3D eyes in the front. So we'll go ahead and get started. Let's see, let me zoom back a little bit. Well, I'll zoom in again. I'm just new to this. Okay. This is a SL11 Gamakatsu hook. You can see on the first one, I was using the same hook, and it's actually pulled open. You know, the bonito is pulling so hard it actually opened up the hook. It's a great hook. It's so sharp, but it's not nearly as strong as a Tiemco 811S. This is a size 8 Gamakatsu hook, where you can get a size 6 Tiemco 811S and it will be about the same size and a little bit stronger. But we're going with the Gamakatsu right now. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my thread at the eye. And my vise moved over a little bit, so I'll move it back. I've got this polar fiber, comes in this patches like this, and it's real velvety material. It kind of just feels like what stuffed animals are made out of. It undulates real well in the water. What we're going to do is we're just going to take a very small amount, really small amount, and attach it at the front of the hook. And I want a tail. I'm going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better. I want a tail that is, I don't know, about the length of the shank. So something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this in. I'm going to pinch wrap it in at the front. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to clip away this excess stuff. Okay, so now we've got the polar fiber tied in. The hardest part of this fly is the epoxy, making this epoxy body. So we got to prepare it in a way that when we put that epoxy on, it'll be perfectly round. It'll be symmetrical. If you have too much epoxy on one side, it won't ride straight in the water. So now I'm going to use some tinsel that comes on a spool. It's gold on one side and silver on the other. We want the silver side facing outwards or to us. So I'm going to go ahead and do this first one on my side. I'm going to tie it in the same place up front. and I'm going to make it run like just right down the side of the hook shank. I'll be able to see when I put this next piece on. I kind of roll it over here so I can see what I'm doing on the other side. And you don't really have to worry about everything being tied in real tight, because this is going to be all epoxied, you know, it's all going to be cemented together up front. Okay, so what you can see here is, you can see how these, having difficulty seeing, but you can see how the tinsel is flaring away from the polar fiber. I'm going to clip the tinsel off right about where the shank ends and starts to bend. Straighten that out. And then this side needs to come down a bit. That's why I kind of leave these long so I can adjust. It's not the perfect angle. Pull that down. There we go. And I'm going to clip it off right on the same length as the other side. And there you go. The next step I do is I've got a little puddle of Zap-A-Gap glue.